think up here you get, you know what's funny, there was, do you know where the Moki Dugway is out west?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you leave, oh, let's say Moab and go south, and you go down this really straight road, and all of a sudden big signs, severe switchbacks, gravel road, next 3 miles, and it drops you down. You're on the side of a cliff. Anyway, then after you get off of that, you go to a little town called Mexican Hat, and, well, watch this here. We'll be in the air here. And then you end up where, remember Forrest Gump, when he movie?
Yes.
I think I'm going to stop here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's where that is. And it goes to Monument Valley. Where was I going with this?
I'm not sure.
Wow. Oh, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, this place is. And they got a little lookout area park there. It looked like a full, there's not a house in sight, nothing in sight. You got full bars across my thing. And I was always joking with Tara, they teach Harley riders never to touch your front brakes because you might fly over the handlebars. And I always say to them, why do you think I got 2 big discs on the front of your motorcycle? The one in the back. So Tara thought I was full of shit because she knows I'm down on Harleys. Well, we're at the Moki Dugway. One of the worst times to ever use your front brakes is on gravel.
Right, because it's going to skate.
Yeah. So anyway, we're sitting there and a whole bunch of, they do tours. They'll get like 20 people from France, wherever, to come over, and they rent them all Harley Davidson. Somebody takes on a tour, like the tour of Route 66, which is a joke because Route 66 is not much left of it. But anyway, Tara and I were sitting at the top of the Moki Dugway there. Yep, that's a red oak right there. I got a tree that's dying on my property. I sent a message to my guy the other day and tell him what the hell's going on. I'll show it to you. But anyway, Tara and I are sitting at this top of this rest area, and a whole bunch of Harleys come down, and a girl who was the tour leader said, listen, I want to tell you something. You know, you were told never ever to touch your front brakes. She says, this is where you really don't want to ever touch your front brakes, but she was right at that point, you know, because they're on gravel. And Tara's like, you are kidding me. I said, no.
This road is like a road back in time.
Yeah, the end is worth it.
Getting a lot of elevation.
You know, I'd like to have as an altimeter on. I've got one on my phone, but it's not that accurate. It might be. It goes off of GPS. It goes off of
GPS. It should be fairly accurate.
And then it goes off of 2 other things too, but they're always like 100-foot difference or something. It's called My Altitude. I don't know if I got it on this phone.
My previous phone, I could look it up easy. I'm not sure how. I haven't really ever tried on this phone.
Yeah, I got to get a bunch of apps that were downloaded on here by the factory, get rid of them. But I don't know how to do that. I get some ones that I can use.
Give it to a 5-year-old. They'll figure
Exactly.
it out for you.
There, take care of these for me. On my old phone, I used to have, I could get into a page that I could wipe out all the pictures that were attached to my emails to save storage. And I can't figure out where it is on this phone. There's a house right up here someplace. And look at this. Talk about going off the edge.
Yeah, that's a long way down.
Yeah. It is a house up here. Imagine trying to bring power all the way up here for one house. You know.
Yeah, there's the house right there.
Did you know Jack Fowler by any chance?
No, I didn't know.
Jack and Cindy used to live in Delray and Boca and all this way, but they moved up to Dahlonega, Georgia. And I said, why did you move to North Carolina? Oh, because this, that, and the other thing. The taxes and blah, blah, blah. Well, our roads are a lot better in North Carolina than they are in Georgia. And Tara says, I don't mind paying my taxes because our roads are better. But anyway, Jack was bitching that they had to put, he spent $12,000 for the power company to put power to his house. It's Jack. They put almost half a mile to my house. They charged me a thing between both buildings, 2 transformers, a junction box. Back again, in all seriousness, and I know where all my power lines are, but if I happen one day to have a stupid and not realize it, what would happen if I hit it?
If you hit it with
Track hole.
it'd probably blow a hole in the track hole blade, and as long as you didn't try to get off it, you probably wouldn't have a problem.
Well, I've seen people hitting them with trucks and stuff, and their front tires start melting. And
Yeah, but you're on ground. You don't have a good ground.
okay, but wouldn't it blow the breaker out by the road?
It might not. But if you went ahead and didn't get off the track hole clean, you could go ahead and become a fuse.
If I jumped off of it.
If you didn't get all the way clear of it,
Right,
you
by
could
jumping, you mean.
you could become
A fuse.
a fuse.
I get that, yep. Well, what'd you do? Sit there until the power company showed up?
Phone them up. Hey, I hit your power line on my own property, and I'm afraid to get off the unit. I need an emergency through.
But like I said, they have a breaker out on the pole outside because the guy had shut it off before out there to put my power on. But I'm surprised that wouldn't blow.
If you didn't, it's like a breaker. If you don't pull what it's rated for,
Okay.
it doesn't care.
Okay.
That's why they have TFIs and arc faults, is they sense the difference between neutral and hot, and they will trip well before on electronic interference.
Well, I had to take my vacuum cleaner and put a regular breaker in it because every time I turn the vacuum cleaner on,
It popped because the vacuum cleaner was an older one and it arced inside.
that's a brand new one.
Yes, well, it didn't make any difference. It arced inside,
Right, it's
and that was the problem.
is an electric motor basically an arc fault?
Our newer motors don't arc as much inside, and the arc fault breakers kind of hold them together okay. But some brand names will trip every time.
Now, mine didn't do it every time, but
Aggravatingly enough times.
But I put a double breaker in there and ran my garage door on. Well, I haven't got that hooked up yet. But one mistake I made, and I didn't realize it, they made 60 breaker boxes. Because I loaded up every one of mine. And I had to combine a couple of them. There again,
It's okay.
all my bedrooms, all 3 bedrooms are on different circuits. You know, I could have put 2 bedrooms on one circuit, you know.
The big house that I'm helping with or whatever has 3 54 circuit panels inside the house.
Wow.
And I think out of those, I think we only have 4 or 5 breakers we're not using.
You know, and it's crazy to think that you got to have a separate one for your refrigerator, a separate one for this 2 switches, sockets,
Right.
2 over here, your microwave, your dishwasher, your garbage disposal. I was like, geez, please.
Well, the garbage disposal is a motor, and the dishwasher